Go ahead.
Our mission, Helping Parents Heal, is a nonprofit organization dedicated to assisting bereaved parents to become shining light parents by providing support and resources to aid in the healing process. We go a step beyond other groups by allowing the open discussion of spiritual experiences and evidence for the afterlife in a non-dogmatic way. Affiliate groups welcome everyone, regardless of religious or non-religious background, and allow for open dialogue. Attendance today at the Helping Parents Heal meeting is voluntary, and we are here for the benefit of learning from and sharing with other parents whose child has passed away. It is understood that our discussions are intended to be confidential and not designed to replace traditional therapy or spiritual counseling. Helping Parents Heal offers a wide variety of speakers to allow parents to be informed about many possible ways to heal, to connect with their children, and to learn about the afterlife. The views expressed by our guests do not necessarily reflect those of Helping Parents Heal, and we ask that you take from their presentations whatever may benefit you personally. These Zoom meetings are very healing, and we post them on YouTube so parents all over the world can view them. Thanks, everybody. Welcome.
Thank you, Carol. And I'm so excited to have Pauline with us again. She's just such a huge bright light. And I'm just going to do a very short introduction so you know a little bit more about her. She's based in the UK. Pauline has been touched with the gift of clairvoyance since the age of 12 years. Her psychic abilities have developed further over the years, and she now works as an international clairvoyant and medium. She travels, excuse me, across Great Britain and Europe, giving private readings and spiritual healing. Her work also involves offering spiritual teaching. Her greatest pleasure is witnessing the joy on people's faces after offering guidance and delivering messages from their loved ones in spirit to help people on their journeys through life. And so without further ado, please join me in welcoming Pauline Mason.
Good evening for me, and thank you for having me here. And it gives me great pleasure to come forward and help people that just need it to be connected back to their loved ones who've gone to the spirit world. So when I start working, if you understand it, I would like you to understand most of it before you raise your hands or whatever it is you're going to do to make Elizabeth or Carol know that you understand what I'm talking about. So before I started work here this evening, I started to make some notes here. So I've got quite a few children already queuing up here to come and talk to us. And the first thing I need to talk about is a little boy, a young boy who had a bump on his head, which caused complications, which would have caused his passing. A very bright little soul, full of life, full of fun. I see him in little dungarees running around here. So does anybody understand this child? I need a child that would have had a head injury.
So what we normally do is have people put the information in the chat box. If someone identifies with this, please just let me know through the chat, and that way we can work with whoever this is. Does anyone recognize this young boy? And if not, maybe, let's see. So little boy full of life and dungarees. Yes. So Amanda's saying yes. Let's see. So would you take the bump on the head as well, Amanda? Sorry, I'm just trying to, let's see, possibly. Okay. Would you like to go with this, Pauline, or?
The fact that the little one had the dungarees on is quite relevant for me, because that's what I saw. A little boy, I could see him running around with dungarees on.
Okay.
I still feel there was something to do with his head, a head injury, a bump, something to do with that.
Okay, she says possibly for that. Do you want me to go ahead and unmute her? Or
okay, yeah. And nobody else understands that?
It doesn't show that anyone else is
That's
taking.
fine. Yes, yes. Let me work with this lady. Thank you.
Amanda, could you say hi so that we can pin you?
Hello.
Hello.
Hello? Hi.
Wave to me. Wave to me. Where are you? Oh, hi. Hi, Amanda.
Hello.
Hi. So do you understand this, the dungarees and the little boy?
Yes.
What was it that you're not sure about a possible, you were saying?
He might have bumped his head.
Right, okay. I've just heard unknown condition. Was there something that happened here that they don't know what happened?
No.
No, they don't know what happened.
No, we know what happened.
Okay, that's fine. All right. As he comes forward, I want to work with this. And is there some sort of celebration around this time? Because I'm seeing birthday cakes and things like this going on. Not necessarily his birthday, but is there a family birthday?
No.
Okay. I definitely want something with his head. I definitely want something with his head. But it's almost like his little life ebbed away.
Okay.
Try and answer me with a yes or a no, Amanda.
I'm not sure.
Right, okay. Do you understand something with his head? Because that's what he made me aware of.
It is possible, yes.
Right. And I want a favourite toy because he's got a toy in his hand. He said, my favourite toy, soft toy. Wonderful. Wonderful. All right. Okay. And he shakes that at me. He was shaking it at me. But as he comes forwards today, I want a really loving child.
Yeah.
You understand that? Because I can see him like trying to climb up on your lap and give you a hug.
Yeah.
All right.
That's him.
And would have been, I want to say, very much mummy's boy. You must have put an awful lot into this to have got this wonderful feeling back from him.
Yeah.
Yes, do you understand that? And
Yeah.
as he comes in here today, he's making me want to cry. It's so emotional for me. And his eyes, I'm just transfixed with this kiddie's eyes as he just comes in and just touches you and keeps touching you. You've really, really struggled, Amanda, with this.
Yes.
Really struggled. And he's coming forward today to try and lift you out of this dark place that you find yourself in. You come out and then you slip back into it. And I can hear all the time, Amanda, questions. Why?
Yes.
Yeah, because he was perfect.
Yes.
He was absolutely perfect. And I see him with a stick as well, playing in dirty things like muddy puddles and stuff like that. Do you understand all
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Dirty things, and he's laughing at me. But I feel when he was bathed and washed, he shone. He absolutely shone. And
Yeah.
and I see him as quite a passive kiddie. I can see him going into bed. He's laying down. He's being very good. But in England we call them little pickles. He was into lots of things.
Yes.
Okay. Now, would I be right in saying he liked animals? Because I can see him reaching out to fluffy things.
Yes.
And is there other siblings in the family? Yes or no?
Yes. Yes.
Right. Okay. Is there an older sibling?
No.
Right. Okay. Because he talks about an older sibling.
Okay.
So would that be an older sibling now? He's no longer with us, bless him.
Yeah, I lost one before him.
Right. Okay. He's here today to reassure you and make you realise that he is here. And I feel there's stuff that goes on in your house as well. There's noises that you can't explain. There's stuff that gets moved about. And at one point you thought, I'm imagining this, but you're not, because he is actually there.
Okay.
All right. Comes with such a lot of love. He says, never give up, never give up.
Okay.
All right. But I still want some sort of a celebration going on, because he still stands there and I can see a cake. And that for me is a celebration.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to leave his love with you, because that's all he wants to say, just to reassure you and confirm that he's there watching all the time, all the time.
Okay.
And I know you've just said that there was others that went before, but did you suffer with miscarriage as well?
Yeah, so I
Okay.
lost one before him.
Because it was a miscarriage. He kept saying it was a miscarriage. All right. But I feel it. But just before I let him go, he was fascinated. He was fascinated with things he could move with his fingers, things he could move round. He's fascinated with it all.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to leave this love with you. Was he a great one for his bottle when he was younger?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because that's all I can see him. He wants his bottle. He wants his bottle. Demanding, but in the nicest possible way.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to leave this lovely boy with you, and he gives me an R. An R. Is there an R in initial? Somebody's main initial?
No.
Okay, then I'm going to leave that with
Okay.
you.
Thank you.
He comes with so much love for you. Bless you, and thank you very much for
Thank
working.
you.
You're very welcome. The next one I got on my list here was a young man. So somebody, thank you, Amanda. God bless. A young man, a lot older, and he got involved with the wrong type of people, and I feel he got hurt, and there was some sort of a weapon involved here as well. And that's all I'm getting on him so far. But he's quite good looking. He's quite lean. He's very casually dressed. But he got involved with the wrong people, and he was injured, and it would have caused his passing.
Let's see, can anybody take that? Let's see, Carol typed it in there, thanks. Can anyone take any of that information, or does it apply to anyone?
Somebody else is just saying, yes, young man murdered.
So Sarah, let's see. Let's see, I'm going to go ahead and ask you to unmute. And then also I'll pin you so that you can see. So hi there.
Hi again.
So Pauline, do you see Sarah?
Can you wave at me, Sarah? Where are you?
Hi. Hi.
Yes, hi, Sarah. Do you understand that he was a young man, brownish coloured hair, very casually dressed, jeans, got involved with the wrong people,
Yes.
and that there was a weapon involved here?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Was it actually a gun?
Yes.
It was.
Yes.
Because I don't like to bring guns in unless I'm 100% sure, but I can see there was a gun here, and he's very agitated because I feel that he wanted to say something, or there was something that he was sorting out before this all happened.
Maybe.
Okay. Had you had words with him?
No.
Had somebody had words with him? Was there sort of an argument at home before he went out or anything like that?
No, but he was supposed to have a talk with his brother that day.
Okay, and that didn't happen.
No.
Right. And definitely involved with the wrong type of people.
Yes.
And he I want to say he was a good boy. This wasn't somebody that had an evil side to him. He was a real good boy.
Yes.
And he had everything going for him, and it was almost like he got in with these people, and that was it. That was it. And was there a car involved here, riding around in a car?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. And has there not been a conclusion brought to this satisfactory to yourself?
No conclusion.
No conclusion at all. Is it ongoing?
Yes.
It is ongoing. I can't sort of say to you it'll happen or it won't happen, but I do feel you'll get a result. You will get a result with this. It won't bring him back.
Right.
But he wants to say to you, I mean, I'm going to use English expressions. I wouldn't have thought he would have used anything like this, but he realized it was too late to get out of the situation he was in.
Yep.
Yeah. Does that
Yeah.
make sense? And
Yeah.
I feel these people were quite threatening. They were quite threatening, and it was almost as if he was scared. But in the beginning, it was always out to prove himself that he could do this, but he didn't need to do this because he had everything going for him.
Yes.
Okay, so he's got other family that he wants to connect to.
Yes.
Yeah, and he just wants to say, listen to an adult that's trying to teach you, because he said, if I'd have listened, it would never have happened.
Yeah.
It would never have happened. And was there a girl involved here? Was there a girlfriend he had? Okay.
Yes.
Do you still see her?
Yes.
Can you give her a message from me as well?
Yes.
Because he just wants to blow a kiss to you, and he puts his arms out. So I feel that that was a lovely relationship that they shared there.
Yes.
And I can almost see her wanting to pull him away from all of this.
Yes.
Okay. He just wants to say to you, don't ever forget I love you. Don't ever forget that. And do you have a dog? Was there a dog in the family?
Yes.
He talks about the dog as well. He takes me back a little bit. He backpedals here and shows me himself as a young kid, just having a lot of fun. Just
Yes.
having a lot of fun. Did he have tattoos, or were there tattoos talked about?
Yes. Talked about.
Okay, because he just shows me that as well. He wants you to know that he's a free spirit now. He is a free spirit. That it's very easy to say if we could turn back time, but it can't. And he hopes that you'll link back to the memories, the good memories of him, of how he was, because he said, I wasn't a bad boy at all.
No, he wasn't.
All right. And he reaches up to sort of surround the whole family with love. And I'm feeling absolutely empty inside, so I can understand how you're feeling. I can get into that energy and have a look at it, but comes with such a lot of love. And the conclusion of all of this, he said, whatever it is, it won't bring him back. So you have to not have the bitterness. He said he doesn't want people having a bitter feeling inside. He said justice will be done.
Okay. Thank you.
I hope that's helped you, Sarah.
That is. Thank you. I wasn't expecting this. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. I make notes before I start.
Wow.
And he was the first one in. So I'm going to
Wow.
leave. Does the name Tom mean anything to you?
I have a cousin Tom, but that's it.
Okay, I just needed to get a name link, and I've got it with that, because I just like to make 100% sure.
Yeah.
And is there a necklace of his that you've got, and something he wore around his neck?
I have a little charm pendant that he wore. Yes.
Okay,
Actually, I do. Yes.
That's fine. He's just laughing at me now, and he's showing me the great outdoors. So would he have camped? Been out in the open?
Yes.
Okay, and he shows me water, rocks, and stuff like that as well.
Yeah.
And I can see some sort of a mountain range behind me, or a hilly place, a very hilly place. But take the love that he comes with. Make sure the family receive some of this love as well. And he hands me spring flowers. So is March an important month for you?
March?
Yeah.
No. No.
Okay. Then I'm going to leave that with you. Bless you, and thank you very, very much. Thank you for working with me. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you.
You're welcome. Right. Okay. The next one. I want to connect to somebody here who, in England, we call them cot deaths, where the baby passes when they're about 3 months old for no apparent reason whatsoever. And all I got was a baby and cot death. That's all I've got on it so far. and I'm trying to get in, and I feel the baby was perfectly okay. The baby was put to sleep, and it just passed to spirit.
So I guess that, let's see. So this is it. We have Teresa at 5 months old. Does that sound like it could be?
It could be. Normally cot deaths, I think about 3-4 months, but I'll go with that. I'll go with that.
Okay, why don't we try to find Teresa then? And let me just see. Teresa, if you could, let's see, it's hard because we have 5 pages now.
Teresa, have you got a red jumper on?
Do you see her? Oh, I
Yeah.
see her. There she is.
Hi, Teresa.
My screen is, okay, there. I asked you to unmute. If you could possibly say something once you've unmuted so that we can
Hi,
pin you.
Teresa.
Hi.
So you understand this young child would have been put to bed perfectly okay,
Yes. He was,
and in when you checked or whatever, the child had passed.
yes. The next
Okay.
morning.
The next morning, and there was no reason why, and I don't feel there was any conclusion to it.
Right.
Yeah, you understand that?
Yes.
Right. Okay, I've lost you again. Oh, you're underneath there. Okay. All right. I want quite an advanced child as well. Do you understand that? The child was 5 months. I've never had kids, so I don't know. But I feel this kiddie was doing everything it needed to be doing.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Had you noticed the eyes rolling in the head at all, or the eyes going back a little bit?
No.
Right, because they're telling me that's what was happening, almost like a flickering of the eyes, But I need to tell you that child is perfectly safe now, and I do feel that you've had signs. I know that you must have hand and feet shapes as well.
I didn't know to start looking for them until recently.
Okay, do you understand what imprints of the hands or the feet? Did you have that done at birth, or was it when the child passed? She's not unmuted. Teresa, you're not unmuted.
I don't know why. I'm trying to figure out. Let's see. I'm sorry. I'm trying to unmute you, but I can't seem to. Carol, can you see her?
It says it won't let me unmute.
Okay, there,
you have to
there we go. I got it. It asked. There we go.
Okay. All right.
Difficult.
So do you understand that the hand and footprints, did you have it done at birth, or did you have it done when the baby passed?
We had it at birth.
At birth, okay. And you've kept that?
Yes.
And you've kept other memorabilia connecting to this child? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I'm actually getting pink. So was this a little girl?
No.
Right. I'm getting pink, but everything else is right. So that's causing me some concern here. Elizabeth, is there anybody else? Because I can't suddenly change a boy to a girl to a boy.
Okay, well, I don't know if there's anybody else who, this was at 3 months, is that right? And Teresa, thank you so much. Sorry about that. Let's see if there's anyone else who, I guess we call this crib death actually, in
Yeah.
sudden infant.
Yeah, we'll call it a cot death. Yeah. That felt so right, and then it just changed, and because I saw a pink bow.
So I don't know. I'm not really sure. That's interesting. I guess that they're okay, and I'm going to go ahead.
What's that there? From Priscilla to everyone. Someone, no, it's gone again. Lost it.
Okay. So I see that Irene has come in. Maybe she can help, but I need to make her a co-host so we can find out how she did in the golf tournament as well. Let's
From
see.
Teresa to everyone. Someone name iPhone. I don't know what that means.
Well, we have to be able, okay, mine is a boy though, so that wouldn't be the right person. So I am really bad at finding Irene though. I'm trying to find her so that she can help.
She's right down the bottom. I can see her. Yeah.
You can see her.
Yeah.
Okay, I
Yeah.
got
Yes.
it. Okay, let's see. I'm going to go ahead. There we go.
There I am.
Made her a co-host. Yay. So anyway, it doesn't look like anyone's taking this, Pauline. So
Right. Somebody else has put something up, but I'm not really understanding it. Shall I leave this one and move on to the next one?
that might be a good idea. That's a
Okay,
possibility.
all right.
Like,
Okay, so the next thing I had on my list here was a car accident, and a girl was thrown from the back forwards, and she lost her life. And then I got 3 boys, so I don't know if there were boys in the car or where that comes into it, but that was the next thing I got. So a car accident. And the girl died, so it would be a daughter would have died in a car accident. Right, so there's from Katrina's 70-year-old daughter died. There's a car accident. They're at the bottom. There's lots coming in at the bottom. Details about the death. She was in the back seat of the car and she was thrown forwards. So those people that understood any of that, can we find those people? There were 2 at the bottom down here.
I asked Katrina to unmute and look and see who the second person is.
I think it's Diana, who's the second person.
Right.
No,
Diana
this
said
one
that
was the
her-
driver. No,
Oh.
I saw this one come forward.
Okay. Katrina, can you speak, please?
Hi, how are you?
Oh, hi, Katrina.
How are you? So my daughter was in a car crash. She was in the back seat. She wasn't in the car with 3 boys. She was in a car with 2 boys and a girl, which were her.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Are there 3 boys in the family?
3 boys in the family. She, I have a lot of boys in my family, but nothing
Okay.
specific.
All right. But she was definitely thrown through from the back.
She was. I don't know the way it was set up. Like, I don't know if she was thrown through, but I'm sure, like, being in the back, you had to go to the front.
Oh, all right. As she's coming into the energy here, she's coming in full of life and vitality. So I know this was what she was like in life. She didn't sit still for 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm. That's
I want to dance. I just want to be doing everything. And she enjoyed life so much that this was just sort of like something that just happened. Did you tell her not to go in this car? Was there any? Did you not want?
Well, I asked her to stay in the house that day. I didn't know she was going to be in that car, but I asked her to stay in the house.
I know there was something that she was asked not to do it, but she carried on doing it. But as she comes in and she sits next to me here, she talks about a memorial to her. So I don't feel you've changed very much in her room or in her home.
No, I haven't.
And she wants to say that this was a girl that loved clothes, makeup, perfume, hair, everything, because I can see it all around her. You understand?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And I feel she likes shoes. and she was just full of life and fun. And there was so much, because I feel that she was a bright girl, and I feel she had everything going for her.
Yes.
It's as if she's now showing me she's opened a gate and she's walked through it. So she's now gone through from this earthly life to the next life. And she needs to say, because you're still doing a lot of crying,
I am.
and she wants to say to you that please stop the crying, because she's now in a much better place. But she'll never forget what you did for her in life. And I do feel out of, I know you must have other children, but she was very, very special.
She was very special.
And she comes into the house, she touches things, she shows me coloured birds. So do you have coloured birds in the garden, or linked coloured birds?
No, but there is a picture that I had made when she was younger, and it has some birds on there.
Okay, that's fine. All right. She was quite sentimental, and she would get emotional and cry quite easily. She had this lovely soft side to her. And I do feel you're still in touch with many, many people that she was friends with.
Yes, I am.
There must have been quite a big funeral here, because I can see loads of people gathering.
It was a lot of people.
And she was well liked and well loved. But the strength that you've gained from losing her has taken quite a while to get you where you are today, is what I want to say to you.
Yes.
And she says that she's very proud of you and what you've achieved. Is there a younger member of the family coming up that's doing well at school or study?
Her brother. Mm-hmm.
And but can go a lot further. I feel he's really quite bright.
Yes.
Okay. She says that to give all her friends her love, especially to you, and you're smelling. I can see you smelling her clothes.
Yes, I smell her clothes. Mm-hmm.
And I want to touch them on my skin as well. But there's something of hers, I don't know whether it's a dressing gown or something, that you haven't washed because you don't want to lose that smell.
It's her robe.
It's her robe. So we call them dressing gowns, so please forgive me for that. All right. She's just very, very bright. She's a very bright star, and she reaches back. Is there somebody around the family at the moment, Katrina, who's not very well?
No, not that.
Right, because
No.
she's just talking about somebody not being very well. But if you don't understand...
Well, my grandmother is suffering from like arthritis and a lot of pain.
Okay, all right. She didn't say they're going to die. She just tells me they're not very well.
Mm-hmm.
So she's wanting you to know that she's watching the family and what's going on there. But I'm going to leave that love with you, and bless you.
Thank you. Thank you, Pauline.
Thank
Okay.
you very much.
Bye.
She was my last one that I actually wrote down. Okay, all right. Thank you very much. The next one I got was a young lad. How old are you? You're not very old. Between 18 and 20. And he got involved with drugs, and it was he calls it an OD. For me in England, that's an overdose on drugs. I feel he dabbled with it before, and smoked stuff, but he'd got involved with a heavier type of a drug, and his body couldn't take it, and it took his life really quickly. And I know that his mum has to be on here tonight.
So we have Francesca who's saying heroin, but this was at 25, her son. And then also, let's see, Melissa is saying her brother possibly, Heidi saying her son, and Ina is saying Arsene, her son. So let's see, her son was almost 21, Arsene was. Let's see, Lala is saying her son 17. Jennifer is saying her son 23. So we have several people. Maybe you can give a little.
What I need here, I need to He dabbled in lighter type of drugs, which would be, I don't know what you have, but we have, I think they call it weed or pot, or they smoke stuff. And he tried a little bit of amphetamine as well, because he's showing it to me. But this looked like a white powder, so I don't know anything about drugs, never touched them. But he took it, and it was almost instant. He went into a state of collapse almost instantly, and his heart would have stopped.
Okay, so Wada is saying 21 fentanyl. Cindy's saying her son, but at 28. Let's see. Anna is saying mine was 25 and tried fentanyl, and yes, he instantly passed. Anna was actually taking everything that you were saying earlier for her son. So let's see. My brother was in the cannabis business and overdosed on fentanyl for Melissa. So
It's
it's
somebody that was on something that was quite mild, and he was using that, and then he wanted to go a stage further, and it was almost instant.
there are a lot of people like that. There are a
Right,
lot of people who
let's try
started
and
with
cut this
weed
down.
and
He's I want to say between 18 and 23, no more than that. Really good looking lad. I want somebody bright, had good prospects. He was clever. Um, I'm seeing a bike as well, so there would have been a bike that he would have loved in his period of growing up to get to where he got to before all this started. And then he got in again with a wrong crowd.
so does that make sense to everyone? Let's see. Heidi says her son bought a bike just before he passed. So that's a possibility.
Yeah, okay.
Let's see. Anyone else take the rest of what Pauline was saying? If so, let us know. Jennifer is saying my son used to do bike tricks. That's interesting.
There was definitely something to do with his bike, but I feel that was a bit younger, you know, when he was growing up. But he's just trying to link me into that. I feel he would have smoked from quite a young age as well.
Okay, so oh, Katrina is thanking you for the messages from her daughter, and it's been 7 months. So Anna is saying no bike and he's 25.
Yeah.
Ina is saying yes to everything. Francesca is saying yes, but for the bike only when he was a child. Heidi is saying yes, my son smoked from about 14 to 15.
Yeah, he smoked early, and I feel this was probably normal cigarettes. Shouldn't have been smoking. Got caught lots of times. Got told off. Still did it, but then he got onto something more. And I feel the one thing he is showing me, he became very nervous, as if it was affecting his nervous system, and he didn't seem to want to sit still, and fingers up to his face. I see that with him. So anxiety attacks.
Okay, so anxiety attacks. Wow, we have lots of people who are taking everything that you're saying. It looks like, I mean, it's going to be hard to choose. We have Anna. Well, no bike. Okay, sorry, 25, not Anna.
I want to be between 18 and 23, must have anxiety attacks, must have had the bike when he was younger, been good on a bike, started off smoking very, very young as well, bright, clever, everything to live for. And then he took something and it was instant.
So Jennifer, it looks like you also identify with the anxiety. Do you identify with everything else as well? Okay, Heidi's also identifying with the anxiety. Okay.
Heidi
So
said her son smoked when he was 14 or 15, right? Did
yes,
she take
Yeah.
anything with bikes? Okay.
and so Jennifer as well, I think she was saying that he smoked from a very young age.
Yeah, he has to smoke from a very young age.
Okay.
But I see him very slim. I do see him very slim. But when he started to smoke a lot, he got a lot thinner, and his jeans are hanging on him. They're not fitting nicely at all. He would have lost facial fat as well in his face, and it was starting to tell on him. And he wasn't sleeping either. He couldn't sleep.
Does anyone take that? Let's see. So Jennifer is saying yes to this again. No sleep. Ina is saying no sleep as well. Heidi is saying my son was chubby as a boy and then he really thinned out. So
The drastic
so
change.
what you're saying is something that I think a lot of parents identify with, because a lot of parents have been through this. Matthew never slept even as a baby, Francesca is saying. So
And he talks now. There's other. I've said to him, you've got to show me some more now. And it's I want at least 2 brothers.
at least 2 brothers. Okay. Can anyone identify with that? Okay, Heidi's saying yes. Anyone else? So
4
Heidi has 4 brothers that she just, okay. Anyone else take the 2 brothers? I think maybe we're with Heidi.
Okay, right.
Irene, can you find
Yes, I've
Heidi's brother?
asked her to unmute.
Okay, wonderful. And then maybe if you could say something just so that I can pin you, that would be wonderful.
Heidi,
Hi.
can you speak?
Hi, Heidi.
Hi.
I can see you.
Hi.
Thank you. So you understand everything I've said?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Is this your son?
Yes.
Okay. So he smoked at a very young age.
Yes.
And you would have told him off?
Yes. Absolutely.
Because he's laughing at me. She told me
Yeah.
off. He rode a bicycle. He had a bicycle.
Yes.
He was bright. He was clever.
Yes.
Then I feel that he started to smoke something a bit heavier, something that would have given him highs and lows.
Yes.
And I feel he was still at school when this was happening.
Not when he passed.
No, not when he passed, but the highs and lows. I'm coming up through his
Yes.
age now because he's showing me. So
Yes.
I feel that he would have started to suffer with the anxiety then. So it became a thing where he needed more and more of it to pacify him. Do you understand? And he still had this wonderful, wonderful feeling about him. He feels lively, full of fun, but he was tormented. It was almost as if something was going on and he couldn't, it was on a loop and he couldn't get out of it. I feel he loved life. He's showing me things like, we call them in England fun fairs, where you go and they've got helter-skelters, roundabouts, all that sort of stuff. He would have absolutely loved it. And I can see him eating, we call it candy floss. I don't know what you call it. Do you call it cotton candy, something like that?
Cotton. Yes.
Cotton candy. He's eating candy floss. He's showing me all of that. And he would have had a lot of friends, but he got into a circle of friends. And it was if these other people would have used other stuff as well, but he stayed away, and then there was just a tipping point in his life where he just took this one thing and that was it.
Yeah.
And there was nothing they could do for him, absolutely nothing. You understand that? Now he's back with me, and he wants to talk about your life as a family, and the fun times you all had together. I do feel that there was sibling rivalry going on there. I can see that. Yeah. But he must have won cups for things or shields for something in his younger day.
Yeah.
Because he's just so anxious. Could he ever draw or sketch? Because he suddenly picked up some paper and started drawing. Yeah. He could draw and sketch. He would have been quite close, I want to say, to his older generation family, so grandparents. Yeah. But I feel particularly that he would have, there was a male member of the family that he would have tried to talk to tell him how he was feeling.
That was older than him?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. And there was a time that as he got more and more involved in it, he didn't have the money to buy things. So he would have pinched things. I don't know if you know this. That they do. It's a terrible thing, and my heart goes out to them because they get so involved. It doesn't, whether he took stuff from your home and sold it or whatever it was, but I know he would have sold stuff to make the money to get what he wanted. But in the end, he tried so hard, and I can almost see him in his bed with his covers right over his head and not wanting to get up, not wanting to come out. But I want to say to you now that he's pushed all of that back. He's pushed all of that back. All that anxiety, all that pressure has gone. And I want to say to you, Heidi, not to blame yourself in any shape or form, because once they get on this trail, it's devastating for them and it's devastating for the family. But he just wants to thank you for the wonderful times and the surrounding by love that he had with you and always there to help him. He says that the family weren't a rich family, but you always made sure that they had enough, that there was always enough for everybody. And he's very grateful for that. But I can see him. I don't know whether he was your favourite or you had a extra soft spot for this one. But I just do feel that as well. I've just heard, very English name. Who's Pete or Peter?
Was his friend from work?
It was his friend from work. Thank you.
Yeah.
Do you see this guy?
I talked to him, yes.
Can you give him a message as well? Will you
Yeah.
just say to him that he says thank you? Thank you. He's given me another name here. I've got like an Andy name. Andy. That would be Andrew. Did anybody call anybody Drew? I can hear Drew now. But if you can't, don't worry.
No.
Okay, all right. I'm going to leave his love with you. I'm so pleased we managed to connect. I'm so pleased we proved survival here, because it is hard when you've got all these people that this is happening to. It happens in England as well, I can assure you of that. So God bless, Heidi. Thank you for working with me.
Thank you.
Thank you, Heidi.
Thank you.
So I think we have time for one more. If you,
Okay, what I was shown here, and this was fascinating me before I came on, and it was a girl, and she was in hospital. She was hospitalized. She's young. I can see she's young, not young. She's into teens or maybe a little bit older there. I think she's a bit older than that, maybe as old as 20. And she had some form of something wrong in the stomach area. And when I was trying to look in at the organs, they'd got bits all over it. So it looked to me like a terminal condition, but it spread to the internal organs here. And she's very, very pale as she comes in. And I don't know if this was a form of leukemia or what it was, because I see bloods coming as well. And she's here to connect to her family. Oh, that was a lot.
so if anyone can take this, please let us know. So it's a young woman who
She would have passed with a terminal condition, but I saw it as specks of stuff like on the liver, on the organs, and it was going everywhere. My daughter, but she was aged. I can't see the age.
so let's see, none of these are old enough. And one is a son. Bahavi is extreme bleeding. That's like Jesselyn is saying almost 18 years old. Does that sound?
Yeah, I would go with 18, 20, somewhere around there. But it must be something that was affecting most of the organs. It started, and it just, I can see little specks of white all inside her.
So Jesselyn, does that sound right? Cancer spread.
And Jesselyn had a son.
Oh yes, son. Sorry. No, this is son.
No,
Sorry. Let's see. Is there anything? So you think this is leukemia, though? Is that correct?
Well, I saw the bloods being given, so that's what took me to leukemia. I definitely want to say it's cancer. It's white specks on the organs, on the liver, on your main organs, and she became very tired, and it took them a while to find it. And I feel they found it through the bloods.
I don't know, Pauline. I hope you don't have Carly again.
Right? Could I?
And she received a lot of blood transfusions, and it
A
was
lot of
a
blood
terminal diagnosis. Yeah. So I don't know.
But can anyone understand what I'm saying? That it was on most of the organs.
So Augusto is saying, my daughter Gabriella passed of cancer and had a tube in the stomach.
No, maybe it's
Um,
Augusto.
So it could be Carly and his daughter coming through at the same time. Beautiful.
Okay, let's
That would
just
be
get
great if it's Augusto.
let's just get a little bit more on this. Is Augusta female?
No,
No,
male from.
Male. Okay, all right.
it's his daughter.
It's his daughter.
Mhm.
Okay, all right. Did this girl have any strawberry blonde type of looking hair?
That is Carly.
It is
Carly
Carly again, is that? Okay. But I'm definitely seeing it. And would you understand then, Irene, that it was on a lot of the internals?
Yes.
And was there some form of blood clotting going on here?
Yes, that's what she passed from.
Okay. So do you think I'm with you? Nobody else understands that.
She had blood clots from her ankles into her lungs.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's who this is then. I'm really sorry about this. I didn't mean to go and grab her. Okay. So shall I work with you, Irene?
Yes, if you'd like to. I mean, I don't like to take away from other parents.
Irene, I think that if Carly's here, she wants to say something.
Okay.
I do think this as well. Okay. All right. Is there a male member of the family in the spirit world with her?
Yes.
And would he have had dark brown hair?
Yes.
Right. Because I've just seen this good looking man just come and stand next to her with the dark brown hair. Okay. And puts his arm around her. So a really close connection here.
My dad, they were so close.
Wonderful. Thank you. All right. Did your dad ever smoke?
Yes, he did.
Okay, because that's the next thing I could smell. But she's, and do you understand this coloration that I'm giving you? It's sort of like blonde, but it's a warm blonde, like a strawberry blonde. Yeah, okay.
But she did not like it if anyone told her she had strawberry blonde hair.
Oh, beautiful. All right. And she's got amazing teeth. But was there a chip in a front tooth? Did something happen that she had to have dental work on a front tooth?
No, I did.
It was you, was it?
Mhm.
Okay, all right. But that man that stands with her, he reaches out, and I don't feel he's been up there many years.
No, it's just a couple of years.
And he was sort of a real big support to the family, he says. And tried to give his very best, and still doing it now. But she says that nothing stops her, and nothing stopped her in life. And I feel that when she was going towards the end of her life, before I'm always wanting to say, Irene, was she actually bedridden towards the end, the very end?
She spent more time in bed than she didn't, but she wasn't bedridden.
It's a tiredness that I'm feeling.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm absolutely exhausted, and I feel that she got agitated in the end because I see constant needles going in her as if they were still testing, still trying. Yeah. So she doesn't want to talk about any of that. She wants to talk about the fun times. Was she ever a cheerleader, or did she have friends that were cheerleaders?
She wasn't, but one of her favorite Halloweens was when she dressed as a cheerleader with her friends.
Okay, that's fine. All right. And And would she have had movement in her hair that she wanted it to grow it longer, but it jumped up?
I don't. She had beautiful long blonde hair. She would cut it, let it grow, cut it, let it grow.
I
You know,
just
she was
see hair easily as long as mine, easily as
Oh
long as.
yeah, yes.
Okay, all right. She holds her hands out, and I feel that her nails were nice. But she's talking about a ring, a special ring. Did you buy her a special ring? It's not like an engagement ring. It's just a ring she's talking about.
Yeah, she had a ring that she loved, and I wear the ring now.
Thank you. All right. What's the last thing you want to say? The last thing she want to say. She puts her thumb up at you, and she said, "You've picked yourself up, and you've got on with life." And she's had to get on with her life somewhere else now. But the energy that she sends back to Earth is unbelievable, and I feel it's almost tangible when you walk in the room and she's there. She's there. And she takes your breath away on numerous times. You've been in a shopping mall and thought you'd seen her.
I haven't been in a mall in a long time, but I've been in places where someone has caught my eye that I've thought it was her in a store.
Yeah. And you know, I do believe that they can actually do that. I do believe they can come back and they can just be there for a second and then they're gone again. But she's here and she comes with so much love. She shows me little charms. Little charms. Have you got these little charms?
A friend, I got in the mail yesterday a Pandora charm. Just got in the mail. Just opened it up. One of my girlfriends mailed it to me.
Well, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. All right. I'm going to leave her love with you.
Okay. Thank you so much.
That's a wonderful one to leave on, and I'm really sorry I didn't get around more.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here today, Pauline. This has been wonderful. We truly appreciate it, and we're thrilled that Carly came through. It's always wonderful to have her show up because she's such a huge part of helping parents heal. We don't know what we would do without Carly, actually, so it's completely normal that she should show up today. And in any case, thank you all for being here. Even if you weren't called on, all of our kids were here with us today. And I know that they're having a blast watching this happen from the other side, which is right here with us. So anyway, thank you, Pauline. Have you unmuted everyone? Irene?
Yes, I have. Yes. Thank you, Pauline.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pauline.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Love
This
everyone.
evening for Evan Alexander and
Thank
Karen
you.
Hill as well. And thank you all.
Join my meeting
you.
Sunday,
Thank
Mother's
you,
Day meeting.
everyone.
Anybody
Day
that wants to
meeting for
join.
Irene.
Thank you.
She'll
Great.
be Sarah Brugel as well. So
Yes.
thanks, everybody.
Thank
Take care.
you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.